Hello and welcome to the Cactus Clouds Art Studio. I'm going to teach you a super fun little teeny tiny book that is the perfect way to showcase your tiny eraser carvings. This was a super fun little build and I had so much fun working on it. The first thing that you need to do is print your eraser stamps. They can be any size. On paper, I used just white cardstock paper for mine. I encourage you to absolutely try whatever artwork that you have, but in my opinion, I think horizontal eraser stamps or little chunky ones like my toasts will be perfect, just so you can see them the best once the book is assembled. The next step is just to cut out your artwork. Mine were little toasts, and so I went around the contours of the toast shape, and it was so cute. Once I cut them all out, they're just like, they have such a cute graphic pop. I need to make stickers of these. They're an absolute delight. Just one more second for how cute these look together. The next step is to create the spine of the book. So we're going to make it the exact width of the eraser stamps. So I just cut out a strip. I measured mine in 1/4 inch increments and then erased all of the markings once I figured out that that was the size that I wanted. And then I just folded a little zigzag, making sure that there's a full triangle raised for each print that I'm adding. So I have 5 prints, so I had 5 triangles in the spine. When you glue in your prints, you're going to glue them to the front side of each of the triangles facing outwards. So just a little bit of glue and taking a second to make sure that your prints are lined up really well. And I recorded doing each one of these so that you can just watch the video if you have questions and you don't have to keep rewinding. So here I am adding the second toast, and I fold it up completely and give it a really nice squeeze before I go on to the next one, just because when you open it back up, I didn't want the pages to fall out. So there's the 3rd page, and I have 5 pages total. I'm just gonna speed this up really quick. I will say this is a really satisfying project because as you add each print in as a page, you can really see it come together with each step, and it just gets more exciting and more fun as you're creating it. And the fun thing about this little zigzag spine book, I don't know what we're gonna call it, is that it's kind of fidgety. Like there's a lot of fun in seeing how that it moves and how you can flip the pages out in different ways. Okay, and I apparently did not record it, but the next step was to trim the exterior border to match the same height as your prints. And you can go as hardcore as you want with your cover, but I just did a really quick strip of a colored cardstock, and I cut it the same width and just glued it on, and then I folded it over at the edge and glued it on the other side. So it was just a little just wrapping those exterior parts of the folded book with a fun color paper. And I did that same wrap on both sides. Okay, and just a really quick shout out to Bratty by Bree. My little bone folder was from one of her shop launches. She made them into the most amazing little zine making keychains. You can see it in the background right there. I'm such a huge fan. Okay, and then I had this extra bit of paper coming off the end. I thought about like, what if I like bound it or tied it off or something? But in the end, I decided I wanted the full fidgety nature of the freedom of that zigzag spine, so I just cut off the excess paper. And of course, we just need to take a minute to play with this. Really though, as soon as you make one of these, you're gonna want to just play with it for a while. So here's a look at the spine and the silhouette and the whole thing once it's put together, and more time to just appreciate my tiny art in this new way to show it off. I feel like you can make really fun little zines this way. You can show off your artwork. You could put miniature photographs in there. In the end, I glued it to this piece of a makeup container, like Pokemon Color Pop collab paper that I had in my paper bag book, and I turned it into a pull-out bookmark. I'm obsessed with this thing, but I wanted it to go in my paper bag book so I wouldn't lose it, so I turned it into a bookmark. which is, you know, you make silly things and you can do whatever you want with them in the end. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this miniature bookbinding activity, and if you made it through this whole tutorial and are wondering how do I make stamps out of erasers, I wrote a book with everything you need to know to teach you how. It comes out in October, but you can pre-order it anywhere you buy books, even probably your local bookstore. Okay, that's all. Happy crafting. Bye!